Yo, what's up, everybody?
What's up?
It's your boy Chris.
And I'm your boy Bliggity Bliggity Blur.
Yo, yo, man. Welcome to a new episode of GCE News. This one is a hot special edition. This one's kind of extra hot, crispy with fries and coleslaw on the side, with the hot sauce right on top, with the Cajun seasoning on the fries. This is some hotness. Blur, what am I talking about?
We're talking about the remake. Hold on. I said the remake of Dead Space. The remake of the original Dead Space that brought a lot to the survival horror, the survival killing horror genre.
Yo, we all know that Capcom had Resident Evil, and Resident Evil were the pinnacle of the survival horror games. But Dead Space, which was actually made by some people that came from Capcom to make a sci-fi survival horror game. And I mean, this is what Aliens should have been. But this right here with the characters, the scenes, the stories, everything. Now they're going to remake this game, and they're going to do it on some next gen technology. Matter of fact, it's only going to be on the next gen systems, right? It's going to be your PS5s, it's going to be your Xbox X and S series. It's going to be on Windows PC. They're not going to do it for the PS4s and the older ones, but you know, I mean, if you're making a remake of the game, why put it on the last gen? Put it on the new gen. So us people just being phoning at the mouse for a good survival horror game. No, not that Resident Evil did a bad job, but man, I think the original Resident Evil, or was Resident Evil 2 when you're in the mansion? I think the mansion is the original one, right?
Right.
The original Resident Evil and Dead Space are the two scariest games I've ever played.
Yeah. But look, why don't we just go ahead and let them see the announcement trailer so they can at least see that.
I forgot about that.
And then we'll get back into some facts and how we feel about it. So without further ado,
yo, look at the video. There it is, everybody.
I mean, it's not much. I mean, you get to see the morph, in the background, like kind of coming up, and then you see my man Isaac, and when he raised up, you see the lights on the back of him, beep, 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 like, yes! And then on the back, on the foreground, it says, "Make sure you cut off their limbs." I was like, "What? Yes!"
Yeah. When Isaac things stood up on his back, I peed a little. I peed just a little. little bit of pee came. It was like 3 drops.
I'm gonna tell you something, so y'all can know. Dead Space was too scary for me to play. I got it on the mobile just to see the little offshoot. I couldn't play it. I was like, "Oh no, I can't do it." So I can't wait for this to come out because we're gonna have our resident Dead Space aficionado Blitz take the helm of the Dead Space when the remake come out. Go ahead, give him a little bit of new from the years of Dead Space, and give some skippy back. Yeah, give some skippy back.
So the original Dead Space, we're talking 2008, right? So it's on the PlayStation system. It was on PlayStation and it was across the platforms. Right. So the original Dead Space filled in a gap for the survival horror game. Two of the hottest of the horror games off the top of my head, if you ask me, was Resident Evil and Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis was a survival style game, right? And it had that serious Capcom feel to it.
Right.
And Viscera Games has taken the best of that genre put together. So Dead Space 1 came out in 2008, and you had Dead Space 2, which is a continuation of the story, in 2011. And the crazy thing about it is, very, very rarely is a sequel just as
And,
good as the prequel.
right.
And so when you got first introduced to it, it scared the crap out of you, right? But when you got to the end of the game, all you wanted to do was find out more about the situation and what's
Right.
going on. So then part 2 covers that. And even part 3 goes out and just does an all-out attack on it. I think EA took over in 3, I believe. Yeah, I think EA did 3.
And I think
And
they got greedy with part 3 because part 1 and part 2, people love those. Part 3, it was like, well, we're gonna play it just to see the end of it, but it wasn't really beloved like part 1 and part 2. Because anytime you mention Dead Space, somebody bring up part 1 or part 2. They rarely bring up part 3. So it's like
yeah,
part 3 is it's like the bad child, the black sheep, and they want to keep buried.
now part 3 was good because it kind of attempted to tie everything up in a nice little bow.
Right.
But it was still some kind of open-end stuff on there. But taken from somebody who played and beat all 3 of the games multiple times,
Right.
it's probably one of the best survival horror franchises out there. And to get a remake of next gen with a sound manipulation, where if there's something above your head, you can hear it above your head,
Right.
you know, and things of that nature. And the little ambient sounds while you walking through the tunnels of that thing, you can hear the little scatter scrape around in the vents. Because you know that anybody that played Dead Space know the vents are horrible. And you come across some big user or like start shooting the vent, and you cover the vent, and then while you're looking at that vent, you know there's a dude coming right down out the ceiling on you. And I'm just really excited about it. And because they're actually remaking it, I think they're gonna. I seen something from the developers, a video that was explaining the remake process and what's behind it, and they're not really taking away any of the old stuff. They're just building up on the old stuff and then adding nuances to it to match the next gen availability as far as software and hardware and stuff like that.
I think if they do, this is my problem. I'm gonna tell you my problem. My only little glitch in the system, in this matrix of Dead Space, is that I don't want them to become like Capcom when Resident Evil 2 was the way a remake should have been. You know, that was, to me, Resident Evil 2 remake was awesome. But then when they did Resident 3 remake, it wasn't that good. Everybody was like, it wasn't like 2. So I hope if they do Dead Space 1, the love they put into it, I hope EA keeps the greedy paws out of it as far as the microtransactions, all that, but really give you
He
a part
already he
1.
already said the first thing he said was no microtransactions.
And I hope that
Absolutely not.
I hope they give the love. Like if Dead Space 1 does very well, I hope they give the love to Dead Space 2 and then redo Dead Space 3. Remake Dead Space 3 so that it can really close out the series, or say, look, we got a part 4 coming. Because I think that would just blow it all out the water because everybody wants to see the end of it. And I think part 3 did not wrap it up from the places I've looked and read about. It really didn't wrap it up like it should have wrapped it up.
It's
It was almost like Mass Effect 3 when they say Mass Effect 3 really didn't wrap it up like it should have wrapped it up. I think Dead Space 3, from what I read, because they were just too scary for me to play, that it didn't really wrap it up like they wanted to wrap it up.
You just throw that into a sentence like it's no big deal.
Because I'm gonna tell you why.
Just stand to play
No, I'm gonna tell you why, because I don't want people to think that I'm somebody who's played it, who understands Dead Space. I tried it and it scared it just scared the bejeebus out of me. You're right, because you go in there and you're like, oh, the vent moving, you look it up, like, okay, and you're like, okay, this is not here. So I'm like, come on, man.
Now, I'll officially tell you, those are 10, 12-hour games, right?
Right.
But because of if you can run through it in 10 to 12 hours, they're not long games, but they've done so well. The fear factor is there that you're not running through those halls. If you're playing this game through it for the first time, for you new people jumping on it, and right now it is on Game Pass for the Xbox and PC. And then I think there's a PlayStation Play that you can get it on for free and try it 1, 2, and 3, and you'll get to see for yourself that even though you can try to run straight through there, you're going to be like, what was that? What was that?
I'm hoping they do what Resident Evil 2 did, put things in the different locations without changing the story, so people that's new to or people that's old to it won't understand. Okay, there's a jump scare here. There's a something gonna come out of the event here. That they'll
Oh,
mix it
yeah,
up a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Because Resident Evil 2,
They,
they did that. You kind of understood it, but you like, dude, everything is mixed up.
yeah, you're
Within
looking
the
for the liquor. You said, yeah, the liquor gonna be around this corner.
right,
You go around the corner, it's like there's no liquor. Then you're like, oh, that's weird. The next thing you
right.
know, you go around another corner, liquor's like, ah, surprise, mother liquor.
So as you see, we're very excited about this remake because I think if they do it right, it can open up the franchise to a lot of new people who didn't get to play the original 2008.
Yeah,
Even though it sold widely, it sold very well. But I think now we'll get people into like really people heard about Resident Evil 2. And Resident Evil 2 was really good. But now that people got to play the remake, they understand why we fell in love with Resident Evil 2. So I think this
yeah,
is going to bring a whole new people to the franchise that
it is.
because think about it. We're on next gen. I don't like playing ugly games unless it's a game that I grew up with nostalgia that I can get over the
Yeah,
looks. But now
yeah,
with the next gen, this is going woo. If EA do this right, brother, it can redeem them a little, just a little bit, just a smidgen.
yeah, yeah. Well, talking to the developers did for the first time in these particular group of guys, they created an open community where they got direct feedback from people of that particular industry that play that particular type of game. Maybe
Right,
even talk to some guys from Viscera in there because there's a writer, there's a developer from the
right,
original Viscera series. So they let certain people in and create an open forum where they're like, don't do that, you shouldn't do that.
right.
We kind of like it, but it doesn't keep the original. You know what I'm saying? So they built it from the ground up based off of the direct input from a group of people that knows a lot about the game and the franchise, and they're putting a lot of soul into this one. So we know the next gen gameplay, the graphics, we know the sound, all this be there, but capturing that original story and that original feel literally
And,
makes your skin crawl.
but I think with the new graphics and if they really pump it up, I think you will get all that. I mean, just the look of Isaac's suit looks 100 times better than the
Yeah.
old suit. I
So
think those little, especially in part two, we had the babies. Can you imagine if they do the babies right in part two? I know I'm jumping
look,
ahead, but these are the things
look,
that they can add some
look,
really good feel, like the the really
necromongers,
yeah
necromancers,
whatever
necro.
I can't remember what they're called,
I can't remember either.
but you can really get that corpse feel now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It could really look like
Necrocorps. Maybe
yeah,
necrocorps.
Necrocore. Like you could be like, ugh. Like really you can get all so right now I think they have this is a wonderful opportunity, man. I just hope they do it right.
Yeah,
Just do
now
it right.
he already said no transactions going to be there. A huge thing they're going to have to do, you're going to have to get the right voice actor to do Isaac, because Isaac, every man, blue collar kind of dude, going into a situation and surviving and then thriving in part two. Because part two, he was like, what's up? Let's go. I've dealt with these before. Let's knock them out. And I know you want to say something, but let me just say one more thing before you do that. Please stop putting babies into horror games. It is put clowns, do spiders, do snakes, but there's nothing creepier than a baby. I mean, Resident Evil Village with that dang old baby in the basement. And it wasn't the fact that it was scary, but the fact that a child was coming after you. It was like, are you my daddy? It's creepy.
Oh man. I think they got I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry,
I,
man. I'm sorry.
no,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I just hope that this is EA's day to really redeem themselves in some of the horrible choices they made. And I think if they can do it right, I think this will like I said, bring a whole new thing to a generation. And right now, we need this type of game. We need something that that's just not like a remaster. But when they're talking about a remake, you're talking about something
Yeah,
that is basically
yeah,
from the ground up,
yeah.
coming back up, and you're going to I mean, the story. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Thank you. Sometimes you got to keep going so your memory come back. You
Hmm.
remember Isaac didn't talk that much in the first one. You really didn't hear Isaac too much into the second one, so they can still keep
Well,
him kind of quiet.
yeah. His conversations. Remember when he first went there, and they was there going to the mining rig, and I will butcher the name of it because I want to say it on the tip of my tongue, but I know I'm gonna say it wrong. It's not Michigan. I know that's not what it is, but it says a Japanese name of the ship. Anyway, when he went there to find out what was going on, they got there, everything was desolated. He tried to find his girlfriend, which was there.
Right,
So
we're
his
gonna
whole
leave the story up. We're gonna leave the story. We're gonna leave the story right there.
but I'm saying his motivation was like, where I gotta save her. You know, she's in
Right.
trouble. I mean, we gotta fix this ring, but she's
Right.
somewhere. I gotta go get her. And his conversations were towards her and things of that nature, to his crew. So he had good dialogue and personality.
Right.
But he wasn't running through the whole thing cracking jokes or nothing like that.
No, I mean, I know, but he was more quiet than most, because even in Resident Evil, they're a little bit more talkative because they have more people there. Everybody ain't turned.
Yeah, what a lot of people
him,
to talk
I think
to.
everybody was already dead and turned.
A lot of people to talk to.
Right.
Isaac has worse accidental luck than Drake from Uncharted.
Yeah, he does.
Drake has the worst and best luck ever.
Well, look, this has been our reaction to the Dead Space, not remix, but remaster.
Remake.
Not remaster. I'm talking about remake. Not a remaster, but a remake. And we can't wait to play it. Well, he can't wait to play. I'm gonna be watching him. We might even do a whole
we'll do a live series.
Or just start it live and then just do the whole walkthrough. Because to see him play it is funny.
All right, so I ain't no slouch down the game either.
But you'll be, we know we'll get a good run. And I'll be sitting up there eating popcorn like, open your eyes, no, open your eyes, Blur, no. Ah!
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with us, though.
Hey, do us a favor, give us the HBO special. Like, subscribe, and please share this content as we grow our community. And thank you for our current and new subscribers, or new and current subscribers, for rocking with us. Where else can they get us at, Blitz?
Yo, check us out on TikTok at game_changers ENT for some crazy behind the scenes footage.
Well, this has been your boy Blur.
This is your boy Blitz.
And we will GCE you what?
Later.
Peace out.
Peace out, everybody. Yo, big props to Isaac. I bet Isaac would have beat Lady D, no problem.
I think Isaac would have fell in love with Lady D. Are you my girlfriend?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, they need to put Lady D in Dead Space.
Well, she changed it to look like a necromonger? I don't know.
All right. See y'all.
Deuces.